Well, welcome back to another video, ladies and gents. Today is day 6, and today we are doing a day in the life of an architecture student. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video, smash the button, and enjoy. So today is Saturday, meaning that we're chilling out for a bit, watching the football, playing some Fortnite. So as you would have seen in my other videos, I explained how usually on a typical day of studying, I would get up and do notes in the morning. I'd kind of read the brief multiple times, but actually yesterday we got given a new brief. So for today, I'd kind of talk through the new brief that we've got. It's actually quite a cool brief. It's actually a live project. So this is project 3, and then we've got project 4, which is going to be our final project of the year. So we're actually like over halfway in second year. So today I just thought I'd explain what the new project is, because it is pretty cool, because it's a live project, and it could actually be built, which is pretty sick. So yeah, at the moment I'm just chilling out for a bit, gonna make some lunch up in a minute, go to the gym, and then I'll sit down later and explain the project 3. So yeah, this is what we do on a Saturday. We chill out. Because obviously in the week usually it's quite hectic, and usually Fridays we spend pretty much the whole day at uni, so we like to rest on a Saturday and the same on Sunday, and just do little bits of work. So yeah, this is kind of like a weekend version of a day in the life of an architecture student, so yeah, enjoy. So for lunch today we're going to make like a minced pasta, and I'm actually going to try this for the first time, so wholemeal fusilli. Hopefully it's going to be nice. Yeah. And today we're actually going to be sipping on a Monster for the first time in a while, just because I feel like it, and I am training a hefty leg session with Tim in a few hours, so I'm going to start sipping on this now. Oh, it's good. Right, so typically when we start a new project, me and Jacob tend to write like a schedule of what we tend to do over the next few weeks. So with this project only being like 3 weeks long, we can literally plan out the whole thing. So we usually look at the brief, look what we have to do. So we've got the plans, elevations, sections, visuals, precedent studies, development drawings, all that kind of stuff. So we'll plan out throughout the 3 weeks what we want to get done for each week and each day. And by doing that we kind of put ourselves ahead of the game, and we know kind of what we're doing and what we need to do by a certain date. So that makes it a lot more easier, makes it a lot less stressful, worrying about what you need to do and what you don't need to do. So that's what we usually do on the first day of a project. So that's what me and Jacob are going to be doing today. So yeah, I've just made this lunch, absolutely looks wonderful, and then I'm going to hit the gym up, and then I'm going to sit down later and talk about the actual project. God, it's an absolutely beautiful day. Just leaving to go to the gym now, meeting Tim there. So yeah, leg day going down. I'm slightly concerned because Tim always puts me through my paces when I train legs. Right, so I've just finished up at the gym. I kind of wanted to bring you guys along with me to the gym purely because it is part of my routine. I do train 6 times a week, and a day in life and architecture unit for me, I do train. So I thought I'd bring you along, show you my workout. So I'm gonna head back home now, eat some more food, and sit down and talk about this project that I keep banging on about. Today I've actually meal prepped it earlier on when I made that pasta. I've put it in separate tubs. That will last me for today, so I'm just going to put it in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes, and there you go, you've got a meal already made. Right, so I've arrived back from the gym, I've eaten some food, and I've finally decided to sit down and talk about some architecture for the first time in this day in the life of an architecture video. So I'm just going to sit and talk through the brief, like our interpretation of it. It's good to condense down the brief just so it makes more sense. And you can easily understand it. So the brief is basically to design either a shelter, a treehouse, a playhouse, or an amphitheatre for a nursery in Edgbaston. I'm not going to tell you what exact nursery it is because that's just weird and just know where I'm going. So yeah, we basically have to design a shelter, a treehouse, a playhouse, or an amphitheatre for a nursery, children between 18 months and 4 years old. And basically, yeah, like I mentioned earlier on, this is a live project. Basically, we have to consider how much it's going to cost to build, how we would build it, what materials we're going to be using. And at the end, we're actually going to be presented to both the children and the contractors, so potentially getting it built if we get funds from a contractor, because we currently don't have funds. So this is actually the first project that could actually be built if we win the competition. So it's a 3-week project, and we're in pairs, so me and Jake put together. And yeah, so we've basically got 3 weeks to design. We've actually chose a treehouse. So we're going to design a treehouse. We've got all the site plan and everything, so we kind of know where it's going to be located and everything. So yeah, we've pretty much got to design the most efficient, the best looking, a design that the children will like, obviously, because they're the main clients. What materials we're going to be using, and yeah, so pretty much we're going to be presenting to the contractors, and then we will find out whether or not we can build the project, which is pretty sick. So for the minimum output of this project, it's just the usual site analysis, precedent studies, visual brief, development plans, detailed section, elevations, model, materials, etc. visuals. So I thought, now seeing as I'm sat here, my eyes just got really red, I'll answer a couple of questions that you guys have been asking me, because you keep banging on about architecture questions, and there's just so many to answer. Right, so a couple of questions here. Can you still go on to achieve good success as an architect after you achieve your bachelor's degree only? I'm not qualified yet, so I wouldn't actually know, but I'm assuming you can still do pretty well. You can probably make your way up within a firm and build some real good experience. So what kind of basic concepts do you need to understand about architecture before going into uni? To be honest, I didn't know anything really about architecture. You're probably going into first year to learn about architecture, but maybe kind of learn about the different art movements, so like Art Deco, Bauhaus, that kind of stuff, because that is some of the stuff that you will learn when you go into uni. So maybe that. Could you possibly do a video and talk about the art portfolio needed to get into uni? I've no idea. Right, so portfolios, I didn't actually hand in a portfolio for BCU, but for the ones I did hand in for the other unis, basically at A levels I studied graphics and art, and in both I actually designed housing. So in my graphics, I actually did the whole project on designing a leisure centre, so I was quite lucky at the fact that I'd already had like experience in designing that kind of stuff. So I basically just screenshot that and put that in my portfolio when I sent that off. But for people that have no experience in architecture or anything, have no understanding, what I would do for a portfolio is maybe show different skill sets, and show you're interested, and show your different interests as well. So maybe do one sketch, maybe do one painting, maybe do one collage, maybe do something that you've done on Photoshop, just to show you different skill sets, and then maybe kind of go out, take some pictures of some buildings, maybe draw them, paint them, whatever, just to show that you're interested in the subject. Maybe do a little bit of research into architecture, and maybe do like blocks of text where you're explaining what you are drawing, and your interest, because the unis kind of just want to see what your skill sets are, what you're good at, whether you are decent at drawing or whatever. And if you do actually have an interest in architecture, that is like the main thing, having an interest in architecture. So just show some general skills and just generally show that you're interested in architecture in some way, whether that is just literally just drawing buildings. Styles of architecture you find interesting and what influences your design process. So I like a lot of contemporary design. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I literally just go on Pinterest, which is a really good place to go and find precedent studies. And I literally just sit and look through that. Most of the time I just type in contemporary, I don't know, contemporary stair design or contemporary housing design, and you will find a load. And also looking on the RIBA website is good, and also looking on Dezeen is also good, just to get some inspiration. Do you get pressured to go out drinking a lot? I actually answer this question in the moving in video. So yes, you do get pressured, but if you don't want to go, don't go. Can you talk about your experience with BCU, staff, facilities, etc.? Personally, for me, I absolutely love the uni in terms of the actual building. It's very modern, very contemporary, which I really do like. The studios are really nice. The staff, really nice. Really nice people. So yeah, all round experience at BCU has been pretty sound, to be fair. How do you get ideas for each design? And what kind of architectural software do you use frequently? So how ideas, Pinterest, looking for precedent studies. What kind of softwares you use? Revit, AutoCAD, occasionally a bit of SketchUp, and then obviously the usual Photoshop. Is an art A-level essential for studying architecture at university? Not necessarily, no, but it helps a lot. To be honest, it doesn't actually matter what subjects you study at sixth form, as long as you get decent grades, and you will get into unis. But studying subjects like art is really good just to build up some art skills, but it's not essential, no. And the final question I want to answer is, what do you think is classed as a good salary for an architect? Personally, for me, I'm not graduated yet, so I do not know, but I'm assuming anywhere between 25 grand and 25 grand plus. I'd be happy with 25 plus £1,000, but as you will work more, get more experience, you'll make your way up the ladder, and that will drastically change over the years. So yeah, that is pretty much going to be it for me sitting here. My throat really hurts. I actually think I'm getting pretty ill from doing all these daily uploads. So yeah, that is going to be a wrap for today's day in the life of an architecture student. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any more questions, please ask down below like you always do, which is sound. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow on day 7 of a week in the life of a university student. So yeah.
Subscribe to Thomas Roundtree, legend.